10.
Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the Newshour at 10 and I'm Swati Joshi. The BJP has launched a scathing attack on the Congress based on a news report which claims that UPA 2 planted fake stories about a coup to malign army in 2012. Now, the BJP has also accused that the top leadership of the Congress party had leaked the reports to the media. As per the news report, the UPA had indicated to the Intelligence Bureau to try and establish that the army was attempting a coup. The IB did an investigation and denied any such attempt, but then the reports were leaked. Now, the BJP is accusing that top ministers of the UPA were behind this leak. We actually confronted the then Defence Minister, A.K. Antony. Listen in to his response.
So they are doing press conferences saying that certain stories were being planted by the UPA government, sir, against the military, sir.
You get the answer I had given as Defence Minister at that time. The Aisha and Lok Sabha get from the Parliament website.
Well, now listening to the reactions that we're getting from the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is now seeking details of who these ministers were. They also want to know who were indeed behind the leaking of the reports. Suniye.
कांग्रेस पार्टी तो ऐसे हरकतें कर ही सकते हैं, वो उसका पुराना आदत है. कांग्रेस पार्टी का जो हरकतें हैं वो तो सबको मालूम है, वो ऐसा काम ही करते हैं.
Stories were planted by senior leaders of the Congress party, including some cabinet ministers in that government. This has appeared in the Sunday edition of Sunday Guardian newspaper, which headlined this story: UPA 2 top leaders wanted coup attempt by army proved. There was no attempt at all. This was all a manufactured coup.
Well, we also spoke to the journalist, to Professor Madhav Nalapat, who wrote this story. Listen into what he's saying.
Overall, there was an attempt in UPA 2 years to malign the image of the army by floating these stories. Is this the crux of the story that is put out by your publication?
Yeah, I'll tell you that during that period, I had myself written a story in which basically my sources had told me that General V.K. Singh was opposed to certain very powerful armed lobbyists operating in Delhi who were close to a minister in the UPA and also that minister's son, frankly, both of them. And as a consequence, an attempt was made to defame General V.K. Singh by falsely portraying that he was trying to create a coup. He was launching a coup attempt.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
So did the UPA plant fake stories about a coup to malign the image of the Indian army? That's the big question we are asking tonight. Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Sudesh Verma, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, here with me in the studio. We also have author R.S.N. Singh with us. Dr. Dinesh Varshney, leader of the CPI, joins us, along with Ashutosh Mishra, a senior journalist. A very good evening to all of you. Let me first go across to Mr. Mishra. Mr. Mishra, this is a sensational story wherein the charge is that the UPA 2, during the end of its second term, during UPA 2's tenure which was ending, it actually planted a fake story. This is as per a news report with the BJP is also citing and now launching a scathing attack against the Congress party, demanding to know who those ministers were.
The report being quoted uses a term leaked to media. And today, BJP is using the same tactic of leaking malicious, unconfirmed reports to the media in an effort to malign Congress and divert attention from the real issues. It's trying to create an unnecessary controversy. As far as General V.K. Singh goes, everybody is aware that his image was not spotless. In fact, in his successor, General Sohag, accused him of trying to stall his General Sohag's promotion with malafide intent. And after retiring, General V.K. Singh has joined a political party which shows his bent of mind and inclination.
How does this add to that the army under
which are now using
how does this add to that the army under the leadership of V.K. Singh was attempting a coup to topple the government? How does this add to that?
This is a malicious, unconfirmed report being planted by BJP. Because there was no proof. Then what is BJP talking about? It's using the same tactic.
No, so who leaked the report, sir? Because if you go through this article, it says that the report was leaked to the media, which carried the story as was narrated to it by the political leadership, which also included a leader who occupied a top constitutional post later in his career.
That's what I am saying, that this report by the newspaper that is being quoted by BJP is a malicious attempt to create a unnecessary controversy and divert attention from BJP's failures. It doesn't want to talk about the issues that concerns the government. It doesn't want to talk about how it has failed the army. Today, are you aware that army does not have money to pay
TNDA? Let's stick to the topic. Ashutosh Mishra, let's stick to the topic and take a response from Sudesh Verma. This is a malicious attempt by the BJP just to attack the Congress party, says Ashutosh Mishra. Respond, Sudesh Verma. Do you have any evidence? Why are you citing this news report? On the basis of which evidence?
This news report came long time back. It was by a senior journalist. It became controversial that time. And the issue today is, because the issue was before Parliamentary Standing Committee, you know that our spokesperson G.V. Narasimha Rao today pointed this out, and we want justice. We want the Standing Committee to look into the case. And the issues which are crucial issues, that who manufactured the coup. When you say that, you know, troop movement, which is a regular process in this country happening, and if you try to link it with the coup, so we are saying, based on the reports which has come in the Sunday Guardian, Henry Nalapat you had just on the phone, he has written this report. The issue is that who was supposed to gain by planting this story? Was it the Congress leadership that wanted to hide its acts of corruption, because General V.K. Singh had a spotless career, he was very honest, he was known in the entire army establishment as a person who would not compromise, he had taken momentary decisions in the army which was never taken before. So, was there an attempt to malign him also, undermine the army first, so that civilians get better leverage over defense deals, then undermine the general's capability so that he is eased out and a more planned person comes?
So you are saying this was a propaganda against V.K. Singh. But then sir, these questions were asked to A.K. Antony back then as well, and in the parliament he has responded to the questions. He said there was no such attempt. There was no such attempt to topple the government. Then why is it that still aspersions are being cast?
Why this coup story? You see, the government was divided. This story came from one of the important ministers of the then UPA, and of course it had the backing of the Gandhis establishment. So you know that the whole India is the biggest purchaser of defense. So you don't want a person who would create problem for you. So and one thing that you would want to undermine the authority of the army also, so that civilian authorities have greater role in the purchase of these equipments, so that you can make kickbacks. We are not saying, we are saying that inquire into it. Let us know the fact. Let the country know the fact. Just because it happened 7 years back.
No, but then when you are saying let the country know the fact and you are talking about inquiries, why jump to conclusions is my point. Let me bring in Dr. Dinesh Varshney.
Asking certain questions.
Okay, let me bring in Dinesh Varshney. Dinesh Varshney, is the BJP justified in asking these questions to the Congress party, or are they jumping to conclusions?
Swati, really it is too much. Really it is too much by any political party or any government to stoop down to that low to talk the military affairs or reveal the military affairs or leak the military affairs in such a manner that the coup story will be planted and planted. This is really too much. I don't understand. These type of things are not supposed to be revealed by any government. BJP wanted to fight against Rahul Gandhi or Congress. They are welcome to fight politically. No, but this wasn't leaked
today, sir.
This is not a political issue.
But this report wasn't. But this was not leaked today.
On the one hand side, on the. I know at that time even BJP itself made a halla gulla that there is no discipline in the army under UPA.
So do you not want the facts to come out? That is the question.
To that.
Do you want to hide the facts?
And you know all this
you
is
should join us in saying that the facts come out.
To divert the people's attention from the failure of the demonetization, highest unemployment in last 4 decades.
Arey sir, those issues we have discussed this time and again. Please don't try to divert the issue. The person who imagined the coup, did something very bad for the country.
So many things.
He did not even verify
No,
the report.
Let me also point out some contradictions. Okay, let me also point out some contradictions. Dr. Dinesh Varshney, I hope you're listening to me.
It has become a habit of the
I'm just trying to
So
draw your attention to some more facts here. One second.
You don't want to know the truth. People should not know
Dr. Varshney, one second. Dr. Varshney,
very, very shameful.
Dr. Varshney and Ashutosh Mishra, one second. I'm just trying to point out or bring to light some more facts here. In fact, Indian Express had also reported the title of the article was "The January night Raisina Hill was spooked. 2 key army units moved towards Delhi without notifying government." Now, this is what the Indian Express says, that in response to this particular story, Ashutosh Mishra, Manish Tiwari, who was then a member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence, said, unfortunate but true. It's unfortunate, but the story was true. So how come, 2 senior leaders or ministers of the Congress, the UPA 2, were saying 2 different things?
So whom do you trust? I mean, should we trust Mr. Anthony and
trust the Gandhi family?
Who's the man to be trusted? And right now, Mr. Verma was giving Verma was giving clean sheet to Mr. General VK Singh just because he is now a member of BJP.
About the reputation
General VK Singh has been accused by his successor. It has been accused by General Suhag of having malafide intent.
Why you are betting
and everybody
for Suhag?
knows how desperately
Why you are
tried
betting
to
for
get
Suhag?
1 year extension by
Why
trying
you are
to
betting?
prove,
I just
by trying to
said what is there in the Indian Army.
bring down his age. He went and he tried to have an extended run. The fact of the matter is that this is plain and simple politics.
So that is why you are doing
BJP,
the job of a huntsman.
Okay, let me bring in RSN Singh as well. RSN Singh is also a defence expert. He is also a defence expert. RSN Singh, the question is, did UPA actually leak the report to plant fact to... One second, Ashutosh Mishra, let others also come in now. RSN Singh, the question that we are asking is, did UPA really plant these fake stories about a coup, an attempt by the army to topple the government?
First clarification regarding his age, let me make it clear that General VK Singh still uses the same date of birth which he maintained, by the way, and go through the observations of the Supreme Court. In his passport and other documents, the date of birth is still the same what he maintains.
All right.
So go and challenge him in the court. The second thing, I was very closely associated after every ploy had failed to make him resign. I remember being invited to a television channel, and I was asked that, what is your stand? And I said, if I was in his place, I would have resigned. I knew the proclivities of that channel, and then when I went, I turned up. I said, why should he resign? And then, after every ploy had failed, he refused every sinecure, this coup story was plotted. And sir, ma'am, let me tell you that the coup, they said, was on somewhere around 26 January. You don't need forces from outside. Use your mind. There is so much. So much of army.
So you're saying there is substance to the story, and you're saying okay. So you're saying there is substance to the story.
No. Suniye, this was. You will miss out the point. This was in deference to a succession plan. Now tell me what happened in Navy. 13 accidents in row, and madam, the chief was compelled to resign under the same regime, and the moment he resigned, and all the equipment started behaving itself. The submarines started behaving, their batteries started behaving, the destroyers started behaving. And then in Augusta Westland, what has happened? The only man who has been put behind bars is the air chief.
Okay. So Sudesh Verma also wants to come in on that point.
So you see,
Mr. Singh, Sudesh Verma also wants to come in.
Had put all the 3 free services under the scanner.
Okay.
Let me add
So
to that.
therefore, ma'am, Italian mafia, you can't imagine the extent to which they can go.
You see,
And
let me add to that.
Most of these dubious characters, arms dealers, have some link to Italy.
After
all, what
let
is
me
Italy
add to
famous
that.
for?
You see,
It
General
is
VK
famous
Singh
for the
has said,
mafia.
General VK Singh has said on so many occasions why this happened. His version, it's not my version. I'm not saying, you will get his own version whenever you want. He said that the entire arms lobby was behind selling his image because he was proving to be a thorn in the design of then establishment who wanted to purchase something he was not giving. That only one he can say. Why was this armed lobby against him? And this story was also a part of the lobby. There was no truth in that story.
Anybody can play
There was no truth. So if the story was not truthful, why did the editor publish that story? A responsible editor who also supports the stupid gang.
Just because the
who also
General Singh
supports
is
the
now
stupid gang.
part of
So his ideology is very clear.
BJP
So what
does
was
not
that?
mean
That
that
needs to be
you can give him
investigated. The
clean
country
check like
must know what
I mean,
happened.
it's very
We are saying the country
clear
must know.
his bent of
Why
mind
the Gandhi
and
establishment
inclination,
wanted
despite being in the army,
malign
where he is
and sully the
supposed
image
to
of the
be
Indian army.
apolitical.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Dinesh Varshney is another interesting fact here, very interesting. Now, it is being said that the army unit movements that one spoke about being an attempt to coup and an attempt to topple the government was just a routine exercise which was happening. And also very interestingly, this entire incident was related to the day when VK Singh had approached the Supreme Court on the issue of his date of birth.
Look, Swati, whatsoever happened or whatsoever has not happened, we as a politician are not supposed to comment on this because we believe that the matters of the national security should not be brought in public and it must be kept in.
But shouldn't we try to find out, Dr. Dinesh Varshney, who was risking the national security?
No.
Who was risking it? Shouldn't we actually ask those questions?
BJP has developed a habit of.
Forget about BJP. Why are you after BJP? We are asking simple questions. If you have answer, give that answer, or say that you don't need that answer. People of this country need to know.
Show their point.
He has let down
Sudesh Verma ji,
retired army men
one
on
side you say you are a
404
nationalist, on the other hand side you are talking on this. I would like to ask you, is it possible for in a country like India, such a vast country, to have a coup?
Ask Manish Tiwari, ask the Gandhis. Why they planted this story? Why this story was run? By the person who supposed to create gang. Maybe you are ideologically aligned to him, but we need an answer to that.
Why was this story
Let the parliamentary committee
No, but Ashutosh Mishra, since this has been reported, my point is, Ashutosh Mishra, since this was reported, my point is, now fine, you can say the BJP should not jump to conclusions, but can you also say that these questions should not be asked, that we should not try and find out whether such a thing happened or not, whether there really was an attempt to malign the image of the army or not, whether there was somebody who deliberately was leaking these reports to the media or not?
And there should be an inquiry.
Right now, what is happening is nobody is interested in the army. What BJP is trying to do is hide its failures. It has failed the army, whether it be on OROP, whether it be on supply, giving them enough funds, whether it be in raising their pay when they demanded.
3 lakh crore more.
It's all arms you are getting because of the same reasons. Why are you not giving them money when they want pay hikes? You don't give them daily pay hikes when they are short of TRDA.
Why you took 12 years still you did not give the contract to Rafale because you wanted money, you wanted kickback.
You are running down the
you are looking for a middleman
establishment.
And we, in one stroke, we abolished
Sudesh Verma, tell me, is there going to be an inquiry? No, Sudesh Verma, tell me, is there going to be an inquiry? Is your government going to conduct an inquiry? Have you already ordered an inquiry to look into the matter now?
Yes, sorry, for the benefit of viewers. Please kindly listen.
There are enough jokers sitting and howling Sada Haki Terak at the behest of forces like you.
All right, Sudesh Verma.
You see, the fact of the...
आप ये गलत मत बैठाइए यहाँ पे.
Colonel Arsan Singh, let me complete please. Sudesh here. You see, Swati, now the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence, that is looking into the issue. Our spokesperson, who is a Rajya Sabha member and also a member of Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence, he has said that he would like the Standing Committee to look into all these aspects. So Parliamentary Standing Committee is a very, very powerful institution. If it looks into that, it has the power to call anyone, and then investigate what actually happened. The country would like to know the truth. So we should wait for that. So why should we oppose the investigation? Why should we oppose knowing the truth? That is what my problem.
But the point also is, Sudesh Verma, why should we jump to conclusions?
If
we are saying that an inquiry needs to be conducted,
we are asking questions.
We should wait to know what the conclusion of that inquiry is going to be. Also, on the other hand, one should not stop asking questions, because here we are talking about national security. On that note, I am wrapping up the debate and thanking all the guests. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you for joining us, and also thank you to the viewers for watching the debate. Good night.